Everybody hear me all right? I need some people to check in. Let me know if you can hear me. We're doing something a little different tonight. So I need you to hear me clear. We're moving, we're rolling. I just need to know if anybody can hear me. Or how the sound's coming through. Trying to get this situated before we start. For the past 6 months, I've been gathering a lot of info. I've been listening to a lot of things. I've been putting a lot out into the world as far as, musically. And I've done these acapellas. And I don't know, it's just a culmination of everything. So that's what I'm doing for y'all tonight. We're going to do all four. We'll do the Milky Way, the Load of All Loads, the Lucky Charms, and a new one that hasn't even been released yet called The Missing. All right, for the one viewer that's viewing right now for the moment, what's it sound like? Give me a comment. Because I can't tell. Just let me know how it sounds because I'm doing something different. Everything's running through my microphone to make sure that my voice comes out clear whenever I say everything. Let me know what it sounds like. I have to do it myself. Oh yeah, that's perfect. We're good. We're good to go. That's all I needed to know. And yeah, it's going to be a whole lot. I'm going to say a whole lot. So you'll probably have to go back. You probably have to go back and analyze it. It's 9 o'clock, so we're about to get started. I don't care who's watching, it don't really matter. I'm not paying attention to the comments or anything like that. Hit the hearts, hit the likes, do whatever you want to do. I'm not doing it for all that, but y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. Just watch the water boy. All right, all jokes aside. The first part I'm doing is the Milky Way. Ever since I was playing with some plastic size, I've been a spastic guy who fantasized like half the time. Now I'm a galactic spy who has the rhyme to crack the hive, lash your eye and grab the prize, cause I see past the lies. Catholics milking all the kids when the headline should have read that they were being pasteurized. And you wonder why these motherfuckers outlasting flies. Surprised it was that mustache ad they had disguised, cause they thought we were dumb. Like you need this calcium that looks like cum so you can bone your bro and upset your mom. They said, H, you lying. Yeah, you really jerking me. How dare you question my certainty? Like a fraction of AIDS patients didn't favor Freddie Mercury. They pushed it to you so you go against the grain purposely. Now it's all coming to the surface, see? Oh, you still not sold? AIDS came from Canada. That's why it starts with a cold. The Lord is nothing but one twisted pretzel. Tootsie rolled gold. Shit, we've all been controlled. They think I'm going nuts again. Running around the house in swimming trunks, punching wind. Like, what the fuck's the other end? I've been playing Bible bingo and finally got utter sin. Holy cow, what a win. And that's enough for me to creep up from my den. Cause whoever think they running shit must be a flying fuck, and I ain't giving one of them a chance to survive through it. This is the last straw that broke the camel's back and sucked out his spinal fluid. So can a Christian bail? So I watch all these fat cats tuck their fucking tail and feel surreal music. Cause right now the score is off the motherfucking chart, coming from the heart and scorching every mark. Me and Smooth the bullseye just to watch you bitches dart. Dudes go on killing sprees and get shocked like tarts for being too smart and not following flocks. I'm putting soap in these socks and beating ass on the spot. Cause homie don't play that shit, bitch, watch. They don't know what I know or follow what I follow. Set your head on fire, turn your brain into a bottle. Shake it just to hear the chip rattle like a model. Your head's always in the sand. That's a hard pill to swallow. While you just sniffle all day long like a walking wiffle ball. I'm throwing shit against the wall cause I ain't got time to wallow. I'm the host like Geraldo. They think I'm hiding like Waldo? Nah, it's run rabbit run. Y'all ain't catching up to Ronaldo. And for some reason this shit works better when I don't talk slow. Calling all spuds, y'all all steal my buds. Even though bitches get burned, it's Barbie's cue to reveal this real doll show. And the truth's been designed to make a motherfucker's heart go. So then it just tick, tick, tick. Till you happen to find the number of the mind's really 666. Fucking 666. Killing you with cereal. Had us all numbered like trick, trick, trick. And we've been suckers all along. Yep, lick, lick, lick. And see, it's all a shift like a like a car hop. This dome is where the heart is, and that treasure in your chest is just an alarm clock. But what's even worse, he's riding in the hearse seat, and then he put in the dirt for weeks like Deeds. Whoever dealt it, then smelt it and turned into Hershey's. You feeling butterflies in your stomach? Lord have mercy. I'm spreading sesame seed across every beat selection. I don't need attention. The bitch had a beast infection and needed a C-section with no deflecting. I'm a walking erection. I got French protection. Tell them cut it out, Joey. It's a full fucking house and everybody in it know me. They think I'm just a Woody because my buzz is no toy. Making sure my dogs eat like old Roy, because money's where your mouth is, so pills bury the dough, boy. That's why yours is a cover-up, so you mumble and cry. Little do you know, the whole time Strychnine would have been in the air supply attacking your eye. I say this all out of love, because you all would have died. But don't worry, I caught them, Homer. They tried to kill me, but poison couldn't top this corona. I'm a geeky dude in the toga roaming for a hoe to have on the sofa. I got plain brains, boy, I thought I told you, so don't wave your degree at me unless it's about my body odor. You can be a scholar, and I respect your collar, but if you thought they wouldn't program you from the jump, Mr. T, it's no mystery to me. How else could they guarantee that they would get your dollar? Charlie Brown's voice just died. For crying out loud, I want to holler. Bitches want a golden ticket and have you deterred, then cancel right before y'all kick it. That's mighty Lucifer. But we can fix it because the crew's strong. Enough to fit in every member all at once like a Groupon. You drink the Kool-Aid and all fall, tie-dye, poof, gone. They gonna say this shit is too long, but have to pick through it with two tongs, because bells were going off like used gongs. I ain't just whistling Dixie, shit in my cup is too strong. They say your mind's a prison, so they package and sell it in bars, and endorphins block the message, why nobody ever listened, and just kept shoveling that shipment of chocolate chips in. Shit gave me a fever of 103, changed my radio station, and had my whole body twitching. But info is my mission, so I'm ditching. You're bitching about race when we've been in the cockpit of hell watching them hold pole positions. Because everything we're taught doesn't have a fucking thing to do with the truth hiding in the vault. So fuck all religions. And I don't need a reason, because all they've done is feed us to each other over all the seasoned regions. Good morning, because when you wake up, your grieving is a greeting. The Father's trying to teach you, but I won't be carried out screaming, it's egregious. I'm a genius. And the final answer, Regis, so it's clear for me that the atmosphere is not a factor. Because now I understand why we have all these actors. Because when shit hits the fan and spreads through Candyland, the hardest truths to digest were all packaged in a wrapper. Next one. I want to be lifted, but it all feels scripted. Am I a misfit with conviction or a dick trapped in contradictions? Filling these pistons and hoping I don't get pissed on by the Christians. But if they want to cross swords, then I get it. I just won't play shook when it's time to say, look, you were all trapped inside a playbook. A little birdie told me it's like Woodstock. That ended up in flames, kind of like 99, but I ain't got to say names for a one-man show performed in 3 days, and yet evil probably came from me having 3 ways, whether he say or she say. It's all up for debate, so I just jack my trade off till I can't see straight, dumping megabytes. Bitch, I'm Vincent Price, mixed with Bob Barker and some Mighty Mice, which sounds goofy to most, so just propose a toast to this ghost of a clown, but this time when you look up, bet every chip is going down. Here goes another round. I'm an inch from being Roy. Senorita, centimeter from moist. Need her to make a choice. So just write your name in oink while I pull in pigtails and we can legally boink. I ain't lying, I'ma ruin them loins. And beat that box so hard she start dropping them coins. I don't think anybody here can even get the point. So I had to find the basket and keep shooting truth till all lies in the casket. Hoes ratchet in the dragnet. Fishy in a clank. Walking sperm banks. No thanks, I ain't chasing them tanks or chasing them drinks. Unless it move like Jaeger. Thick as the blood from your fat as fuck neighbor. Cause can't nobody fault me. I've shed tears, sweat, and cum just to be the boss lead. So of course these bitches salty. Cause y'all couldn't match this cracker with a pack of fireworks. Fuck it, try your worst. Cause I'm about to show them all why I'm back to first. Standing at the mound just to blast your verse. And fuck you with a cross till your ass is hurt. Nobody asked you, jerk. I'm H. So I'll never be a Stan. Cause when it comes to my DNA, Marshall's even got a strand. And it's cool cause I never expected them to get the plan. But now I'm buzzing like a fly on crap. For the record, that needle to my back wasn't a spinal tap. It was so they could cover it up like a vinyl wrap. In other words, bitch, 45 is back. With a great slam that's going the distance like Jordan after the Space Jam. Now put my needle to your lips and inhale this air till your whole face crammed. You fuckers know grease, yeah, the ram, the lamb, and lamb, the lamb. Just a bunch of nerds going hand to hand. You know it's that brain food. I stay rude, bitch, I paid dues. Dropping great clues. Those be the flame and taming the gray shrews. Don't believe me, better stay glued like you got some cum in your hair. I'm married to the game, so y'all better cut it out like it's gum in your hair. Once the truth get out, the whole world gonna be numb in a chair. I'm sorry, you're all so fucking impaired. Your only function's to share. Whenever the chips are down, cause you live on a prayer. Well, I'm the real player, here to make this year matter. Have your ear fatter, and bigger by the second, every crumb gets scattered. You little shit's been pissing me off, so I think I will come in your gallbladder and fill it with baby batter. I'm Popeye, bitch, crazy with Navy banner. It sounds like blue humor until you realize I'm two tumors and nuts is a pair of saline. Balls got your chick against the wall while she choke on pralines. Sounding like a daydream, rape me or rape me. Ain't shit gonna make me angry. Kurt told you he didn't have a gun, so who's they used to face me and to face me? See, he saw it coming because envy can break a musician with new missions, create cruel intentions, turns into duels with full division because you can't get money for nothing. But enough about bands, this is all about balance. And that milk of your weight, your blind date likes to drink by the gallons. Gotta get a grip and sink in both of her talons. Nothing but bird brain, always up to the challenge. Yet still I got the baddest queen. We just acting mean, with enough paper cuts to fill up 1,000,000 magazines. All I do is win, now I see why they call me Sheen. 86, bitch, year of the Tiger King. I'm tearing apart all your schemes, because we know if you stare at it long enough, you'll buy the ring. It's all connected, like Chris Benoit trying to sing. Yeah, that's a mighty sting. Death of the Wolverine. One Logan, one choking, no joking. I'm Hulk Hogan. Want to know why you stick gum under the table? Let's get it out in the open. Gun smoking. They say I'm reaching. Nope, just stronger casting. I chew up the competition because I'm no longer lasting. No longer asking. I'm taking, constantly baking to break this fake shit. Greatness in the making. Now I see why I'm such a gumshoe. Because your soul's in that hole when your senses always come through. And I would love to tell you when you're done, your bod's on the rocks. But I can't. You never die. You just wake up in a box. Which is why they say the present is a gift. Because when it's all wrapped, the top's too heavy for you to lift. Catch my drift? Well, this the 22. The moment you find out all the fucked up shit they done to you, don't worry, because the shot got it through. Yeah, spreading my blood to y'all, so nobody got a clue. I'm putting these fuckers on the map. You would have thought I bought a zoo. Because the cage has enraged us. Guess they bask in Robin's blood with a whole set of flavors, all just to make some cream, cover up the sun screams with sunscreen because the truth's contagious. What about the art shark reading the chest? They all be ignoring the Meg, because having all the men and carry is a scary bloody mess. Hair red as a peg, up under her dress, or was that married with children? One-liners got a zillion, dressed up like cotillion. Let the fire fly, Nathan Fillion. I'm not here for millions unless it's 1,000,000 drums. I'm gonna make these walls talk until the whole ceiling hums. Who would have knew I'd lose my cool over some freaking gum? At this point, I'm too hot, motherfucker, y'all chill. To put it simply, the brand is Wrigley, because what you chewing's ball filled. All they do is yarn, because I've been spinning a long wheel with strong skill. At some point, we got to sum up the plot. You know this is the end, because I can't stop talking about cum a lot. I'm trying to get us over the moat and into the kingdom. I ain't in it to gloat or end up a bloated goat you want to cut at the throat. I'm at the end of my rope, because this has all been a soap. We've all been getting boned, thinking we're getting our rocks off, but our kids come out talking like Stallone. And the story was never supposed to be about your sword passing off a stone. I'm in my zone, so no way to change my tone. They've been saying we're on borrowed time, because the truth is we all wake up alone. Money make the world go round. Even dirt is a cover-up, so we can hear no sound. Funny thing is, become a convict, you'll end up profound. I gotta mow them all down. Shop till I drop, I'm building them all now. Cause for 20 years, bitch, I've been at war. Now you can browse each album like an individual store. Here, take a tour, while I make sure these lootings work. To stop all coughing, shut down these clowns and burn the Gutenberg. It don't matter, choose a verse and it'll be sweet enough to say your tooth is hurt. And I don't say this to have the perks, I'm just deep in this shit like a cavity search. Somehow I gotta use words to reach you. Like when they called kids pizza, cause it sounds taboo to know she don't have an egg, just a chip dipped in ragu. Thought you were a star? Now that's a rat seed. We're all half-breeds that can't read between the lines enough to see they've been feeding us ass cheese. Yep, they some crafty bitches with bad deeds. Now understand me, it's gigantic as Titanic. Cause if the chip crashed, then them people might panic. Unless they were able to plant it and have it implanted by tricky dick magic. Well then they can suck on my Johnson. I saved this whole planet and did it with a cap on. Sending messages outside the game like Capcom. And if you love guns, then you might as well have a strap on. Cause it's all been Axon, brainwashing attacks, and you bought the shampoo. Like you not that sure, but believe the rap true. Has been making you scream bloody murder out loud for the Lord. Well, it's time to cut the cord. Cause we've been over the whole game and all they did was eat us like PETA when we're stiff as a board. Check it, now it's evident. I was never meant to take you bitches off the hook. I don't know what to say about what's left in the book. But shit, I just gotta cook like after I came back. Baked up a pan of brownies with half a can of Ajax and didn't even drop one. Think I'm full of shit, not yet, kid, till I took the rest and put it in my chili just like Eric did. But why do I want to do it? Cause some sad song about whiskey took my heart out of my music. Now I'm taking a whole bottle straight till I'm puking. Like how you can. Couldn't do the fireball. I wanted to be poisoned for some reason, so I'm screaming. And want to take my own life at any cost. And in my mind, I'm hoping it brings back everyone that y'all lost. It's middle of 2020, thinking I'm done with this pen. Burnt to a crispin, wanted to punch the clock like Crispin and restore the universe to its natural formation. But little did I know the kind of storm I was facing. I've been rapping since '03, every day like an occasion. Didn't know I was guns blazing at witches and warlocks. I became the doorstop, the crack in the face of your clock, because time is just a construct. I've been saying the craziest shit, but y'all the ones who've gone nuts. Trying to tell you the food's manufactured because it's made from y'all guts. But nah, y'all just chomp up stories about pedophiles and don't even notice the feet connection because y'all all think the cure is about nailing the island. While I'm walking for miles, I'm not even aware that I'm avenging the death of the child. Just like Julia Childs, he had a father like Keith Giles, and every second I do this shit, I get farther from a smile. Just smarter and wild. But how do I tell it? That I'm a hot dog covered in relish that leaves a mark like a blemish when I over-embellish. But I'm not an imbecile. I'm here to adhere this to your ears and clear a seal. It's been over you for too long. I say two because I'm too strong. And people call me two because two means God in Islam. Now pass the gray poop on. Because bitch, I'm a triumph. I ain't got to subscribe to y'all test. All I serve is food for thought because your ears really your eyes. So you bet every reader digest. I flip pages like stages. I go from angry to anxious, nothing short of dangerous. Y'all been charging into the game while I came to collect all our wages for all ages. Oh, you ain't heard about the med beds where they can reverse your life so you go from what you thought was dead to not really dead yet, but you're so far underground we can't hear you screaming help, help. So they're screaming hip, hip, hooray and hit you with hay like Mr. Ed, and Eddie and spaghetti. Needle after needle till you feel like linguine, then bust open your noodle like a crushed zucchini, meaning you must be a vegetable still capable of speaking. Just the founding fathers of Butthead and Beavis, or Ted and Bill, Matt and Trey, Cain and Abel, or John and Jesus, Harry and Lloyd, Mary Christ Massacre, but not in that sequence? This is my defense. I'm never in error. Call me Mr. Reed because no one knows who I really am, and I like it much better. I can be penned with the soul of Teller. Teller H is being honest till he's hoarse, and if I have my day in court, that you all get a letter. Because when it's all said and done, I can suck a subpoena. Just let the truth happen. She was playing Selena while the maid in Manhattan, completely sent here to keep Batman distracted, could have broke both my legs and been a real blasphemer. Laid up in traction. The bitch tried to have me killed, and y'all still think I overreacted. This shit is overreaction. It's Bronson. Like Charles, I be Ron's son. When I snarl, holding all the cards, I don't have uncertainty. That's why you ain't hurting me, because I'm an anchor man like Burgundy. So you can go the fuck on with that chlamydia babbage. Y'all just wanted to frame Roger Rabbit, then have the sun dim while cultivating the cabbage. You think I'm savage? Well, bitch, you ain't seen it. I'm coming harder than some white stuff. No yoke until you're broken and your face is the cement. These are the facts that I present. I read the bullshit transcript about him shaking his cock, but what you don't realize is it's clear Shakespeare compared a pussy to the face of a clock. Better stay in your spot, because bitch, I'm on a crush groove. They said he had a seizure, but it sounds like to me he was fed something like some mushrooms, because he ain't never had one, just headaches on the real. But lo and behold, he turns up cold only a few months after his dad's denied his appeal. So they close the case, and then you know the deal's sealed. What's the best way to tie up some loose ends when you have bad intent? Just use a few friends, and you can all spread out like stooges on ice. Question is, did you realize the true sacrifice in the head of my air like some motherfucking lice? This is our device, our plan, our rapture. And it's all fractured till the witches get captured. Oh, you thought this was just about words or shit on a CD. I have truth power. Yeah, I said it. TP. Exactly why the whole world ran out to get it. Now you see me. And unfortunately for Rach, she don't remember that shit, but she keeps driving by and probably doesn't get why, because she's stuck in a hat trick. We know you wasn't out of state. We heard you at the wake. I saw Stone stop crying just to look up at me cold, if that ain't raising the stakes for a medallion. I don't know what to tell you. These weeds drug the Lord and me out. Now where's the paraphernalia? Yeah, I'm sure you burned it. The kind of strike I'm shooting for, better bet that you earned it. In case you haven't learned yet, see, I was sent here my way, and just by fate, who we really were turned into Freaky Friday. Don't believe me, this my latter day. They laid him to rest on Thursday, and he came back the next Saturday after me, like I didn't know what was going on. But everything was speaking to me like something was wrong. So I'm doing everything to pick up the clues, but it's like I was in another world, completely scared and confused. But now I know the truth was to always come back, and no way I could lose, because it's some shit nobody will believe. This whole time, it's us fighting like Adam and Eve. Now I guess it's clear she was handed the keys, told to shut up and drive. Guess there was no way getting out this alive. I'm not cutting ties, I'm just dressing the public up for one hell of a ride. Oh, what a surprise. I'm ready to hear the lies. Already know your alibis. Give me them dead stares. Bob's my uncle, her's her dad, and both have red hair. Blonde is my witness, and I'm still the head bearer. See, what y'all don't understand is I've been predicting forever. Every year getting better. And at the same time, he was drawing the future. Gave me a picture of Tony years before he'd even choose to give up his life. I focused on a P&G and started shaking like dice. And brought people back into mind to make all these wrongs white. Told me I only had one shot and it's done, Jack. Well, I'm bulletproof, so I gave it everything I got and brought the ultimate comeback. All I do is push this pin to have you stuck like a thumbtack, so run back and tell them. Because H knows these hoes been deep in your cerebellum. Sarah, Jessica, Parker's really a spider witch, so I don't care what you're selling. Clearly this is a trap that you all fucking fell in, because nobody knew how good H2 would be at some spelling. Now I'm dragging your ass in like Magellan. Eureka my features, the game's always mine, ain't no time for the bleachers. Gotta tie these creatures, that's all been beneath us. Bitch, I ain't dopey. They got us like a product so our muscles no longer move, then they make us a trophy. So now I know why Oscar's always a grouch. We never get to go home, they just keep touching on us, all we hearing is ouch. Omega, you see, H, ain't no bailing them out. Because we done got our planet back just from running my mouth. My girl know the truth, straight shining, constantly gotta have it bright. I'm the sun, she the moon, cause all she do is satellite. So ain't no way that we could call it quits. They've had y'all stuck like gum. We chew them up and spit them out, yet we here to orbit all of this. So we're done following. They played us like keys about the birds and the bees, because all the shit happens on her knees when she's swallowing. And I know all this probably had you numb lately. To know your crumb baby is really a bum baby. I know it all happened before 12, because that's the route to Dyersburg. Rachel's head was screaming, I'm a slave in a haze. That's the reason why she was dying hers. The color purple like Oprah. While all our brains keep getting fried like some okra. I already told you this once, I'm a soldier on a sofa, but turns out it's good to recycle the best lines just to fire on these cunts, fucking runts. Turn the kids into candy and you drop into your gut box, while gold's lodged into the nuggets you push out of your buttocks. Flush down the cesspool, because if you never had a miscarriage, it might look like some red stool. Now how the fuck we getting justice out of this hollow tube? It's just a funnel of light and you're back to a boob. Yeah, you bitches owe me now. Making every woman look like a holy cow. Push dudes to fucking chow, because the ones running the show like to pluck their brows for guys and smile. Call them model citizens, fake as fuck symbians. I'm the rap god, sent here to melt all the M&Ms. Nutty sluts. Why do you think he was focused on the wine cellar from Mariah? Because I bet she whined like a bitch when they drained the Messiah. I'm here to change the roll like a tire. I'm inspired to burn rubbers and keep dropping loads in her box like a dryer. They're like, how you know that they really burned the Christ? Because if you make a cross with 2 sticks fast enough, it's a fire. I'm warning you. My whole team storming you to rub motion, lotion, potion all over your face like a waste of baby formula. Because for me, there's no stopping, bailing or failing. Demons were there to tell Ross who the boss really was, Hoss, because H was conceived right there on Salem. So I know it's a lot to take in, but I'll never lose myself. This is the moment I get justice for everybody else. All the lies, all the truth, hiding in the fakery. The word plays the games, the fame in the bakery. This job was made for me, and I was taught every step of the way. I'm powering down, so hang it up because you prayed. I dropped this on the 4th, but you can bet fireworks are still on the way. I was just worried about how to say and didn't want any bystanders hit by a stray. Yeah, this is where the shit starts, because homie, my kid's smart enough to have y'all racing up the wall for paper. Now that's leaving a skid mark. You'll never touch me. I do what the fuck I want to do. I'm the host like Donahue. If it's up for discussion, the wrong one's been blamed. Now it's time for repercussions. Show you the kind of stuff to have both your peepers busting. I'm peeling this apple to show you how fucking rotten the core is. Like Holly, bitch, I ain't being hardcore for nothing. This is something deeper than anybody can envision. Been seeing clips of it in the clouds. Let me know to put a clip in. The air like a flare, you're all being Rick rolled, so there's no way that I'm a give-in. See Ron the Holy O wanting TP in the prison. Bitch, pay attention. I put the 10 and listen till every fan glisten. You yawning because my sound is a roaring transmission. And we get the truth like John Grisham. I'm going to grill them to the max and make them all follow me. I'm the G host with the most on the mic. It's a rap when I write because I'm everything about rap, trap, and parapsychology. You'll never beat the God in me because everything I spit is hot as hell and smells of rich mahogany. One more to go. 9:23, right on the money. Let's go. You know who you are, and you showed me what I need to see to flip these cards. It's hiding in the hair like Marge. Yeah, I'm a medium, but I only rock a large. Time to meet your boy Elroy. I'm on a mission from God. Though we haven't talked, I feel like I've been where you have. We watched the whole town fall apart that moment from the past. When they all had to ask, who's this girl, why's she missing? I was only 10 then, but we sat down and listened to the story on Sally. Saw Jesse crying, and over the years, so many been trying to find out the truth. But what if the truth is our town has been lying? And there's something deeper than random, deeper than paper, greener than acres. I've never been nosy, but upstairs neighbors are telling me stare, telling me spy, telling me try, because they know how I care. And for the past few years, I've been solving crimes in this booth like attack dogs. Now I've been unleashed to the case of all cases. Dare I step in this backyard and dig up what's been hidden? Because I believe it was buried deep in my writtens. No gloves, no mittens. I'm cold with these bare hands. I'll face this circle of hell and have them all trapped in a square dance. I ain't got to roll a stone to turn this all into rubble. It's like I live in a bubble protected by heaven because I'm the right hand of God that's holding the shovel. And yeah, I've mentioned you in my rapping because of the confusion, like why did it really happen? All it took was breaking me and then I break the illusion. The fact that we're the book being played out literally. Like why the fuck would a town in Tennessee be named after Italy? It's a prison of a show. Everybody here is heaven sent. They just wanted to torture the angels, so they kept us arrested in development. Which is why they didn't want to mention the Clintons being here at all, because back then they weren't connected to gavels. So they said they're coming to Fruitland a week after you turned up gone so they could cover it with gravel. How am I doing? Are your senses buzzing? Now that we're discussing something that's had us all hurting? So I'm working the show for certain. I'm not Psycho, I'm Anthony, the guy who's been with girls from Perkins. So now you know I'm used to serving a special kind of justice. I'm Walker and Texas Ranger. Ain't no way that they gonna touch us. Thought they'd fracture us whole, just like how Life Touch was capturing souls. But I know time's ticking, so let's get back to the polls. Clinton or Dole, and why is it in 96 they were here breaking ground? Then by 2016, a Clinton wouldn't be caught dead near any of our towns. Not even the one named Clinton? So who footed the bill for that place? Never been into politics till all these ticks got up in my face. Because if I think of the Clintons, I'm thinking of puppets from space. Say what you want to say, I'm on a mission to tear all this apart because they knew the whole town was asleep, so it would be easy to just rip out our heart. We've all been marked like rawhide. How was it that our town was the first in the state to drop in fluoride? Was it fly or die and nobody wanted to hit the bottom floor, right? We've been the volunteers, saddest in the nation, because we have churches on every corner, but what they didn't know is that the victory's been in my radio station. You know that FM has been here 20 years screaming F them and bet I run this town like A.M. Brown till no morning is found because I'm your best friend. The fact of the matter is I knew the churches were liars, but I always seemed to have a soft spot for the choir. So I took everything I had to become a MacGyver with words you wouldn't believe. A holy diver who still likes to get in some muff like Scuba Steve. See, she was missing after a church function. Funny because I ended up in the hospital after one of my own that was right up the street from her house. Several years later, I was being targeted for my fluid because they wanted me cloned. But what were they shown? What did they figure out that nobody had known? That I was one of a kind that not one fucker could own. I had no restrictions. And every time I spit the shit, I always had that conviction. Because I'm speaking from a place anybody could listen. But you weren't raised like me to love everything living. Y'all were drawn to killing. Yet Jesus is sacred. Hypocritical gimmicks. That's why your eye looks directly at a cross as you kill it. Guess I got some beans to be spilling. That might make people take a look at what's real. And for years I've had feelings like the whole world was watching. I was shy, not many options, but always about my action. Ran around in a Batman cape all the time, even when the kid to laugh about. But people shut up when I started shooting off at the mouth. But deep inside still had my doubts. I was vulnerable, gullible. I'd seen too much of a man at an early age, so I started getting fucked by family in ways it's hard to understand. This was never the plan, or shit, maybe it was. But I do know the week she went missing, the paper foreshadowed I would figure this out 25 years later by the exact month. They're like, figure out what? How is this connected? Where's your proof? My proof is you've all been wearing this Bible belt like a necklace. And Abraham would shit a roll of pennies if he knew he's connected. Going against the grain, getting loose as a goose till Sunday rolls around and you tighten your noose. Wait, Bruce, you're going a little over. The subject, the fuck it, I gotta be a soldier, like Daniel Tatum. Why'd y'all have to take him? Because he played the hero or the king? Is that how fate played him? I'm sorry I've taken another turn trying to find the scenic route, so I know it's got you asking, what's this whole thing about? It's about the route that was taken, what was real and what was faking, all those spots that were vacant. Psychic mentions Middle Road, which sounded like bull, but then Zapata dies on the same road fresh out of high school. But let's go back to the early 90s before this whole battle. They were told through code that the Christ is in Seattle, and she's got to be beat, so Mia Zapata ends up dead with her arm stretched out on the side of the street. Did it work? Of course not. It was never her. Then they killed Kurt. Damn it, it's not him either. Something's got to be rigged. Wait a minute, there's a feud going on between Pac and Big. Maybe one of them had a gun on his lid. That time I'm just a kid, barely noticed rap, listened to a lot of country, toe would always tap, and yeah, they called me Water and the Camel. Back to the map, because I've already told you how them sneaky bitches got in my back. It's hard for me to choose who to tell this crap to. Then I told my buddy at work. Months later, he had to have a Spinal Tap too. So let's ride to Culpeper. I was raised here, while still getting hazed here. Feels like a daze here. I'm kind of amazed you're still following me this far. Let's fast forward. See, I had this car and was parked up the street from my pops. Two chicks on the hood, one bottom, one top. One licking, one kissing, neither one want to stop. Several years later, a woman's little girl gets hit by a car in front of the very same spot. But I won't make the connection until about 8 years later because that woman started working for me. Damn, my life is crazy. Every album cover's worth a million words. I never needed a camera. So many things have played the heartstrings of this town like Carlos Santana. But speaking of slaves and factories, so did someone else. The same guy celebrating his first birthday around the time that you left. He'd go on to become a good bro. And what folks don't know, his sister B-Day is the same day that the little girl got hit. How much further we gotta go? We could tell him my cousin Shelby's in the photo under them both. But the biggest light on the stage is how is a woman's name who shares an author writing books about missing girls going to show up on the exact same page? Joel Fessmeyer. She was turning 88. Then Jonah's sister's birthday / girl got hit on August 8th. And my friend's name is Jonah Martin Henry Hayes. Want to hear something strange? Talked to a woman the other day that I worked with before. She said your post about Anderson Street popped up on my feed and it hit me at my core. Started researching this county and found crazy shit galore. So me and Trina and it's all chill. Then my girl missed a turn, so we had to circle back and realize Anderson's connected to Hartsfield. And even makes a T. See, kids, now you know the truth rules. You may never heard of Lisa Jewell with 2 L's. Of course not. Her books weren't up in our school. But I've been seeing every title like finding a clue, and it has my spidey sense strong. After the party, night she disappeared, then she was gone. Friends of the family which is why I can recite this to you like I'm standing in court. Demons been looking at us with hungry eyes and sharpening forks. So how many of them got protection from pork? And they're like, damn, Mork, you're throwing a whole lot of darts. You're right, and I can take down this whole house of cards with a field full of hearts. Guess that was really a death mark. But she was born in 8-2. And 2003 is when I became H2. 23 making it stormy as Daniels, crossing over to Jordan. Ready to take a shot? Because if you want to make a comeback, 45 is important. Fuck it, keep recording. Because I'm constantly searching for ghosts. So tell Brandon, let's go. And by the way, happy belated birthday to Jordan Crow. See, it's all connected. Names, numbers, movies, actors. Quote the Raven nevermore, soon as steam comes down from the rafters. And did you know before strawberries it was a dairy pasture? All this info I've been hoarding has been like a slow drip, like some beef in a strainer. Because y'all ain't even heard me talk about my connection to Steven Stainer. Because going that far back is a whole lot of anger. He was abducted by a stranger, gone for like 7 years, and his name even changes to Dennis Parnell, rocking that 10 jersey like Dennis, all hell. But Dennis wouldn't rock it till the year I was born, 86 in Tennessee, because 10's the right hand of the Lord, the rod of God. I'm not pulling the cord, I'm plugging it in, because before I was born, I was destined to win and bring on a storm, again and again. He was abducted by Ken, and my mama's name was the first Barbie doll, Lily. Isn't that cool? Because guess what? They made one with my daughter's name too. Chelsea, look at what you're seeing. How is it that your name and where we live are both European? I'm not bringing no bad juju. It's for us and by us. Bitch, we are FUBU. Call me the Toxic Avenger. I'll do this shit in a tutu. Ready for the new school where all you got to do is pluck gold out of my poo-poo. Because won't nobody be running up in the church going pew-pew. Done with that voodoo, like what Pepe Le Pew do. I'll be dancing with the dead up in the zoot suit. Give me the juice. I'm a Tupac, a Beetlejuice. We've come back so many times that these motherfuckers need to lose. Speaking of lose, I worked with a Cindy too, who ended up with a guy named Matt, with the face of a cat, who wears a hat like Dr. Seuss. And I got mine from Mike Myers. Look, Blue, another clue. Who wants another aha? Remember what happened to Brandy on the birthday of Devin Sawa? Right after that, the power went out on that whole side of town like, nah, that's too hard to understand. Until a couple weeks ago, I did a rewatch of Idle Hands and completely forgot how it pulls back the whole scalp of the singer of the band. If you don't remember Devin, he was the one who saw it on Final Destination and was Eminem's Stan. And I bet if I go back now, there's so many connections in all of our news. You listening to me like, is he confused? And who's Dennis Parnell? Well, see, one of my favorite movies is Hot Rod, and it has Chris Parnell in it. And guess what? His dad's name's Jack, and he's from my town. Yeah, that's my boy. Now wait a damn minute. You're telling me all this shit's connected, and you didn't even know it? How does this even happen? I told you I was the opponent with the missing component. They couldn't own it. Used the one shot in 7th grade and was fucked from that very moment. Because now I easily notice they use my memories against me. I see it being used in every case of homicidal tendencies. They've all been trying to kill me. They're like putties roaming the earth, couldn't see, but they could feel me. Because when your name's created in the Matrix, it's like lighting a fire. And if real info is what you need to acquire, all they got to do is attack your spine and tap your cord like a wire. I know it's my shit, because they pick people with names connected to movies I loved in 9-6. Fuckers tried to trick and pin this shit on me, but I was just a kid. And see, I didn't have to go to college to know when you create a lie, you're still using God's knowledge out of your subconscious. See how they told you television was the devil? Don't be changing channels. It's all fiction. Why don't you say that shit to Velma Daniels? They're like, wait a minute. Now who's this? Oh, it's nobody but the missing body found in it. Let me slip on my sandals to reveal the real scandal. Now there's some more shit. I'm pushing it to the limit because they can't see. In 1990, I bet our whole town was watching ABC. Because the miniseries aired right after the news, Channel 7. This is the G in me in case you're confused. Because I've been infused with a bunch of new ways to spot the truth. Like how you connecting everything to Stephen King. Because none of us are liable when you realize that it's 62 pages short of the Bible. And you might think it's a stretch, but you being mad at the TV is about as dumb as a sketch. So I'm turning on the lights to show what they done to you. They label you as crazy because they don't want you to know a skit's in front of you. I ain't here to hurt a single one of you. No matter what size screen, some big shit's still up under you. This is about the future. But if we're tracking the star and the villain had to go back to the past, is it safe to say they had a cane in the car? Am I insane for that bar? I don't think so if I'm fighting her. Or if now I'm simply just Michael J. and the Frighteners, using some lightener. Because for me, this is about more than dope lines. So many have opined about my music and left me at the same damn time. But what you don't realize is the cycle's been designed to make sure Stephen died, so that evil could constantly reside. Because when he passed in 89, they were possessing his brother, so they told Stephen to carry Anthony, stay near, because he's deep undercover. But they have to understand what Anthony stands for. 582, like the store I ran with Rue, it's the holiest number. Because everything HB, my ET from a bunder. There's no need to wonder about Michael Scott, because I'm the boss of the Dunder, and we live off a frequency. The earth is 528 hertz. So do your worst, because I recorded 44,100. Who you think gonna hear it first? Because I believe you can read the ingredients on a chewing gum wrapper and unlock the secrets to the whole universe. Soon as Stainer passed, they thought they had a pass, so they started up the fears. Still looking for Stephen, they attacked Shanda Shear because they thought the land was there. Her father's name was Steve, so them bitches burned her alive over some bullshit, and none of it was fair. Speaking of fairs, you know we used to have them in town, but for a while now they've been on the outside, you know, by the pockets on the hill, where I always purchase a shamrock for MDA, you know, that Jerry Lewis deal. See, nothing of mine's concealed. Not even the fact that my pop's last name was Crutchfield. And Stainer was riding a cycle when he was killed. Now you see how it's all congealed. How many shields, bells, and whistles I got to wield. Thomas Wayne, Anthony Ray. All their setups were bogus. I didn't have to discover any of this, because if you haven't noticed, since she's been gone, our whole town has been growing. The opposite direction. Out towards the patches. The whole world is alive if you learn how to ask it. And you might find someone who was buried alive, and my money says it was not in the casket. Yeah, I've been tasked with finding it all and catching these bastards, because we don't know if it was blood or money for oil. It just all points to the soil, and it's making my blood boil. So before you think I'm crazy, I only did this shit for Casey and none of the Royals. Because they know I'm loyal, and I'll fight for injustice. Shine all the trusted. Shine all the rusted. I'm the one they can trust with, getting them busted, nothing adjusted. The monsters knew what they were doing when they had us all fucked with. And as far as Pete goes, it don't even feel like fate. It looks like a fucking stunt, and he's sitting there as some bait. And y'all been taking it all like it's erasing the scar. Why is it when people want to be shameless, their alibi is the bar? See, I can laser right through all of the fake. It's not by mistake. They fucked with the wrong one. When Dallas John's son aimed at me with a BB gun. Because as soon as he hit me, the whole universe woke up all at once. That's why I've been rapping this way. Because what they don't know is that the only one showing up is the man in the cape. For goodness sake, you don't get it yet? I'm Godzilla and the ape. That's why I ain't scared to go ballistic on some tape. Here's some grapes to add to the problem. So you think all this is fodder, but there's more than something in the water. It's the fact that none of you were ever taught that the father was a daughter, which makes me even odder, and had to run this shit like Emmett till I caught her, and still going harder. And no, I can't even grasp this evil planet was hatched. But if this is the last straw, then you can bet your bottom dollar it's all buried in the patch. H!